Hello and welcome to this episode of Jocks and Jills. It's brought to you by SharkNinja, Shark Beauty, Shark Home, and Ninja Kitchen. And today we want to tell you about the Shark Power Detect 2-in-1 robot vacuum cleaner and mop with Never Touch Pro Base. This combined vacuum and mop is designed for better, faster, and smarter cleaning with low maintenance. It automatically empties debris into the 60-day capacity bin, refills its own water tank for up to 30 days, and washes and dries the mopping pad after every clean. If you want to get your hands on one of these or any SharkNinja, Shark Beauty, Shark Home, or Ninja Kitchen, we have a promo code for you. It's JOCKS15. Make sure you're using that. SharkNinja is a proud founding partner of the PWHL, our presenting sponsor here at Jocks and Jills. All right, welcome in episode 53 of Jocks and Jills. Ready for the weekend. I jinxed spring. I don't think it's coming anymore because of everything that I said, Tessa. It is all my fault, and I'm wearing that publicly.
It's not, Julia. It's just first fake spring, and there's still another one to come. So it's okay. One more. We'll make it through. I forget that I was the same girl on May long weekend that would sit in the boat and get snowed on. That was the same person, and I need to remember that that is how weather works in Canada. That's how it works.
How was your St. Patty's Day?
It was good. We were away for March break, taking the kids skiing.
So fun. They were ripping.
Awesome. They were ripping. They discovered going off the hill and like through the woods and stuff and over bumps.
What?
Yeah. So they started doing that. I was wondering, like, what do my kids think about? What do they say when they're going down the hill? So we mic them up for one of the runs. Turns out Theo sings the whole time.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And Annie is yelling at everybody. Also checks out.
Also makes sense.
Yeah, it was, it's a very entertaining, I think I have like 12 minutes of content of them doing their thing. But yeah, their skiing has gotten so much better. When we got to the hill, our plan was to put them in like half-day lessons, and then Ed and I could just go off and ski and have an afternoon. But the second we got there, they realized, we were in Quebec and people speak French. And so they had a little bit of anxiety, like, oh no, our teacher's going to be talking to us in French. We don't want to do lessons. So Ed and I were like, here's the deal. We kind of did the parent threatening thing where it's like, if you can show us that you can go down the hill in control, big turns, okay, and not storm away from us, then no one has to do lessons. But if one of yous do that and you ski dangerously, then you guys are going in lessons. And they were the best skiers. So.
Nice. You just got to utter the threats every once in a while.
Yeah, and it was
you need that.
We weren't going to make them, you know what I mean, if they really didn't want to, but to have them actually ski in control and like, I don't know. We're ready for it. Like more ski trips to come, I feel like, for the Fiore bunch.
Yeah. I remember when I learned to snowboard, my snowboard instructor was really cute. I was not missing lessons.
There you go. Like that's all you need.
13. It's awesome.
What about you?
I got to tell you about my St. Patty's Day. We didn't, when we got on here, I recorded with Courtney Kennedy that day. I was so embarrassed. You guys will hear that because like I barely even remembered it was St. Patty's Day. And St. Patty's Day, we were talking about it on Monday's episode, just used to be a flagpole event in our younger years, obviously. Yep. So we go to the one Irish pub in my very little town. I've told you guys I live in a small town. And I've always wondered if there were any Jocks and Jills listeners in my little township of Tottenham. I walk into the Irish pub, Tessa, and somebody's like kind of eyeing me up. I'm like, do I know this person? I have no idea.
Did they help bail out my basement?
Were they there digging the road? Like pretty much everyone in the city knew about that. So I thought it was that. She comes over, gives me a cheers. She's like, what's up, Julia? Natalie and Natasha, just the sweetest couple ever from Tottenham. And they listen to Jocks and Jills. And we had so much fun. We did some Jameson shots and we were drinking some Guinness. My parents were there. My mom did a Jameson shot. It was just the best ever. Like my parents were so happy to meet them and so was I. So absolutely made my St. Patty's Day. It was adorable. It was a good one.
J&J listeners everywhere. We still haven't given them a name. Jillies, Jockeys.
I thought we'll get there on something. Oh,
we'll get there one day.
You got to remind us. One thing that you do not have to remind us about, everybody's been asking, no matter where I am, I've been rocking the CCM Barbie stuff all the time lately.
Yeah.
The game is looking a lot more colorful these days. The Barbie CCM collection is officially here to grow the game by celebrating self-expression and elite performance. We're talking new jet speed FTW Pro Tech meets the limitless spirit of Barbie. With everything from pro-level sticks to exclusive apparel, it's gear designed for every dreamer on the ice. Shop the collection at ccmhockey.com because in this game, you can be anything. The pink stuff is so awesome. Is Annie still obsessing over it?
Yeah, she woke up this morning, came downstairs with her hat on. She's like, Mom, I'm wearing my hat. I'm like, okay.
That is so cute. Okay, lots to get to this week outside of our shenanigans. So let's get to headlines in the PWHL. Before we get to that, new at Pizza Pizza, meet their new teammate, the Volcano Dipper. Pull, rip, and dip your slice into a molten volcano-shaped center filled with their iconic creamy garlic sauce. Built for sharing during the game or keep it all for yourself. No judgment here. If you're serious about their creamy garlic sauce, we definitely are. This one delivers. The Volcano Dipper, available now at Pizza Pizza. Double dipping is encouraged. Yes, it absolutely is. And holy double dipping this week. Does that make sense? I don't know. It just feels like a hyperbolic way to say records on records this week. Largest weekly attendance record in PWHL history. Woo. 79,356 fans across 7 games. Oh my gosh, Tessa, what a week in the PW. We've been just seeing that halo since Milan. I know there's probably new listeners listening to this podcast every week. Welcome aboard. Welcome to the PW. Welcome to women's hockey.
Happy to have you.
Records on records. League is up 23% from last season in fans per game.
That's awesome.
You see it in the buildings. Like when I watch games, like you could see an actual difference in what it looks like season over season. And
yeah.
We expected this. I don't know if we expected the Post Malone. Like everybody was talking about the Post Malone bump. Tessa, I knew there would be more eyeballs in the game after the Olympics. There always are, but this is crazy how many people want in on the PW right now.
And it's great. Welcome in. Don't go anywhere. Stay here. We love having you. There's nowhere else to go. Got great games, great players, great playoff format. We got all the good stuff. Stick around. Enjoy it along with us.
Yeah, appreciate everybody new who's listening to this podcast. We were pumped about all the new fans. And then some crazy news drops early this week. Teresa Schaffsel for Jesse Eldridge, the first kind of domino to fall ahead of the trade deadline on March 30th. And interestingly enough, Tessa, like kind of side note right now, we thought it was going to be really quiet, but people have kind of been saying there's going to be action. But this trade specifically, like we're texting one another, like both of these players, obviously, but very different players and players that you're like, does this swap make full sense? Can you make it make sense?
There was some head scratching, I think, going on with everybody. And, Meg Turner used to be an assistant GM in Boston, and people were wondering, did an old friend help out an old friend here?
Well, there were roommates. It goes even farther than that. When did we
pals,
have?
They're buddies.
Roommates
right?
at Quinnipiac, 2 former players from that school.
Here's where I kind of landed. I feel like maybe one of the players had asked for a trade. This is the only thing that makes sense to me because, Schaffsel spent much of the season playing with Mueller and Newhook. Eldridge's been cooking for Seattle. Unless Seattle is, I don't know, because you still have to get gold points to get the first overall pick, so there's no such a thing as tanking.
No.
So that's where I think people kind of chime in with the, hold on, did Meg Turner just help, Danielle Marmer, try and get a kick at the can.
Go win the cup because we're out of it right now.
Basically. Eldridge has 13 points this season to Schaffsel's 6. Eldridge has 51 points over her PWHL career, where Schaffsel has 13. Both are in their 3rd season in the PWHL. So my thing is that maybe Seattle and Meg Turner know a little something about Schaffsel that we don't know. Maybe they feel like she's not hitting her ceiling, or at least coming up close to being able to play the way she can play and contribute. So she's bringing her in to take a chance. And then Eldridge, Boston needs to score more goals. We've been talking about it, and they shut us up in the one game, but Eldridge is a player that can definitely help them once she gets her feet wet with this team, because she's been a consistent contributor for Seattle, even with all their injuries. So we'll see how all this plays out, but Boston wins this trade, in my opinion.
Yeah, very weird. She made her debut with the Fleet, and we'll talk about that in a second. We're at number 18. Very weird to see her in that. I'm also very curious about Bo's whereabouts right now. I have to find out from Jesse Eldridge. Like, how is Bo getting from Seattle to Boston? Like, he's such a traveling king. I need to know where he's at right now.
Bo's her dog, by the way, everybody.
Sorry, yeah, I guess I have to give context. Bo is not like her family member or anything like that. Bo is in fact her adorable golden retriever that my dog Enzo likes to play with sometimes. So obviously I'm thinking about Bo right now. What else with this? Could it be something with the way, like, did they think maybe they can't re-sign Eldridge? So they're like, let's see if we could get something back for her. But even so, like, you'd think you'd be able to fetch a little bit more of a return for a player as elite as Jesse Eldridge, who just seems to be scoring at will this year and has national team experience. And her pink scrunchie is just so iconic. So, yeah, we were all surprised by this one, but both players in their new homes now and looking forward to potentially seeing more trades before the March 30th trade deadline here. Some fines also handed out. We'll get to all of them as we get to the games. Maggie Flaherty of the Montreal Victoire fined $250 as a result of that illegal body check against Jill Saunier. And Lauren Gable also fined $250 as a result of that shove from the bench after that hit on Saunier. But you got to respect the fleet. Like, Courtney Kennedy and I talked about it a little bit in Courtney's Corner this week. There is something about, and like we saw it in the NHL this past week, like all anyone could talk about is how the Leafs didn't step in for Austin Matthews. Jill Saunier took that hit from Maggie Flaherty, and everybody and their dad, including Lauren Gable from the bench, was looking to jump in and defend their teammate. You got to like that if you're the Boston Fleet.
Yep, just speaks volumes of who Jill Saunier is as a person and a player.
Yeah, everybody, like, gosh, I want to swing for Jill Saunier. She's such an awesome person. She's just the best. But not Boston's best game on St. Patty's Day. I think we actually said we don't want to bet against Boston on St. Patty's Day, so please don't
Stop
come
listening
for us.
to me, everybody.
Stop
I'm like
coming
0 for
us,
100.
France. It's okay. It's okay. It's
Brutal.
Yeah, it's just one of those years with predictions. But I don't know if anybody predicted Toronto going in. Shout out to Reagan Kirk, second straight shutout to shut down the Fleet in front of a sold-out crowd at Guinness on St. Patty's Day.
Yeah, back-to-back shutouts for her. 58 straight saves. Hands, like you said, Boston, their first home loss, which is awesome. So Toronto actually becomes the first team to post back-to-back shutouts this season. And now have a little mini streak of 2 wins going on. Look at Toronto. They're sitting in 4th place all alone, 3 points up on Ottawa at that point. So like the hole I was talking about that I didn't think they'd be able to dig themselves out of, they're like, take it, shove it, Tessa. Here
Welcome out from the hole. It's nice to see you all.
Peekaboo, it's us. We're out of the hole. Frankel played great in this one too. I feel like this was a goaltending battle. Stopping 28 in this one. 14 in the final frame alone. Great performance. The team just needs to score again. And I look, they came back against Montreal and shut me up. But this is one of those games where I'm like, it was 1-0 the entire time. Your goalie is giving you every opportunity. Somebody score, goal. Anyways, Watts was like, I'll do it.
Yeah. Sick one too. Love the deception there. Like Daryl Watts is just a sniper. And I love to see her make plays like that.
Yeah. And then Turnbull just putting a cap on it. Toronto League had 16 points since the Olympics, everyone. So yeah,
Here
they took
come.
my comment quite literally and quite personally. So
they did have something to dig out of. They looked like they had absolutely no life to them heading into the Olympics. And the way that they've turned it around has just been awesome.
But I should have known this is very Toronto.
Remember that 10-game heater they went on in the first year of the PW? Yeah, they get streaky and they find themselves in that final playoff spot right now, right behind the Montreal Victoire. It's going to be such a dogfight for that final.
Yeah.
Well, it's all pretty close right now, but yeah, Ottawa just behind them with 28 points, New York 27, and the Golden Knights with 24, Torrent with 19. So Toronto with 31 points right now in the final playoff spot. And we got some more roster moves that went down just before or after that game. I kind of forget the exact timeline, but Toronto released Claire DeGeorge, who was then signed by the New York Sirens, who unfortunately will be without Taylor Gerard for the remainder of the season. We're thinking of her. Just terrible timing. She was off to such a hot start this year. To take that suspension and then this injury, all the thoughts go out to her. She's a great person and player, and she was just hitting her stride in the league. So we're thinking of her. And Toronto signs Kristen De La Rivera to an SPA, who I think people were kind of waiting on to get back into the lineup after the way that she impressed at the Olympics with Team Italy. She's been waiting in the wings for the Scepters, and she'll get her chance now. And I missed mentioning Nicole Valerio from the Sirens as well, activated from the reserves and signed to a 10-day SPA. So
100%. She got a point too in that game, by the way.
Yeah. So pretty good debut for her. And one more supplemental discipline to announce. Actually, there's
a few.
There's a couple more to announce, and we'll continue to go through them. Peyton Anderson was suspended 1 game for her illegal hit on Peyton Levis. Levis did play in New York's most recent game. So I was happy to
Yeah,
see
which
that.
is
But that
surprising
looked
to me
terrible.
because that was a shoulder to head coming across the ice, but whatever.
Yeah. So she's no previous history for her, and she's suspended for one game. Britta Curls fined $250 for her hit on Michaela Grant-Mentis. Fourth time she has received supplemental discipline in her career. There's been a fine, I think, 2 separate one-game suspensions. I have no idea how this wasn't a suspension based on her history.
Yeah, just based on the history, you kind of have to, I don't know, set the boundaries, I guess, with her specifically. But learning curve and learning needs to happen. Otherwise, if this turns bad in one game, it could come down heavier than just a fine and heavier than just a one-game suspension. And I think her team would miss her a lot if she got suspended for 2 or more games, I should say.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have much more to say about that one. I was really surprised that it was just a fine.
Same.
Okay, let's get to Wednesday night's games. Ottawa, Minnesota. Let me just say that halfway through the first period, someone named Caitlin DM'd me and said, "Are you watching the Charge game? If so, respectfully." I appreciate that she said that. I thought that was really respectful and kind of her. If so, respectfully turn it off. And you know what? I was like, Caitlin, thank you for the permission, because this is a dog walk right now. Ottawa's up, Ottawa's down, Ottawa's doing a roll around. You never know which Ottawa team you're going to get. But I will say the Ottawa team that you get, I think, Tessa, depends a lot on the first 5 to 10 minutes of the game for Gwyneth Phillips, because we know that when Gwen is locked in early, she's hard to beat. Unfortunately, she lets in an early one here, and it just nothing ever got back on tracks.
Not a good early one either. And I was stoked. I'm like, all right, Ottawa back in Minnesota for the first time since that overtime loss at the Walter Cup final, where Minnesota won the cup, and it's their worst loss of the season. What?
Emotional damage much? They were just like, no, I don't want to be here.
It was. Gwen started. Did she pull herself, first of all? Can I just ask this question? I was like, did Gwen just pull herself? I feel like the third goal went in and she was like, I am out of here. I am so done. But that goal from Heisey from behind the goal line where it just...
Heisey's such a monster, man.
It rolled off her stick a weird way, and then it ramped up it and hit her pad and bounced in. 100 more times, Heisey could shoot that puck from that angle, and Gwen could stand that way, and I don't think that puck would go in again. It was just one of those things. And then Zummi's goal was beautiful, a thing of beauty. But I felt bad for Gwen. It was like, nothing was going her way. The third goal ended up going off of Rory Gilday skating in. We probably would have either hit the post and gone wide. Those moments when you're just like, today's not the day, best get out of here. And she did. So she gave Kendra Woodland a chance in net for her first bout of PWHL action. Went in right away. Unfortunately, goal was scored right away by Panic. O'Donoghue, I think Zum, Panic, and O'Donoghue had goals in a span of a minute 36, which to be fair, when Minnesota's rolling, it's a really hard train to stop because it's going downhill with a full head of steam. So I felt bad that Woodland was in, and it was just bang, bang. But I don't know. In this game, I just felt like Ottawa in the D zone was just, it felt disinterested. It was soft, if you will. The defenders weren't on the right side of the players that they were defending. They felt soft on sticks. Hockey's hard sometimes, and it just felt like that day was the day for them. But Minnesota was tied with Boston atop the league standings with 39 points after that win. Big thanks to Maddie Rooney, back between the pipes, getting her first shutout of the season. So some clicks for Minnesota here, getting it done.
Yeah, Minnesota just goals on goals on goals always feel good when you bunch drop like that. And they sit atop the league standings right now, 39 points, tied with the Boston Fleet, who are probably kicking themselves over to that shutout on St. Patty's Day on home ice when you got that home crowd behind you. But
I know, that's
Minnesota hot on their heels.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is tough. Later that night, New York, Vancouver, I did fall asleep. You were texting in the group chat like, hello, is anyone awake? I was like, no, this is a morning time game for me that I'm watching back early. I felt kind of bad when I saw the text in the morning because you were in it last night. But Vancouver gets the win on home ice. Happy for them. And New York falls again on the road. They're struggling on the road lately. They've dropped 4 straight out of their building.
Yeah, 4 straight on the road for New York, which is tough. You got to learn to win those road games or at least get points when you're on the road. You got to find a way to send it to OT or a shootout or something. But Shakina and Sageti getting their first as a golden eye for in the first 7 minutes of play. So these two kids getting their first goals and putting up their team up early in front of like those fans, which is, it's got to be the coolest feeling, I must say, because that place rocks. Like, I love it at Pacific Coliseum. I don't know. I couldn't imagine playing in front of those fans on the regular and like having the building decked out the way it is and then scoring your first goal and having the place just pop off. I don't know. It makes my skin crawl. So very excited for them. It was awesome to see their power play finally get one. It's only the 4th time this season.
That's crazy.
Right?
That is crazy. They have 4 power play goals this year, dude. I did not know that. That is so crazy. That is not good.
I know. So,
that is not good. I don't
gave
think
it
you
a
can win
giggle,
like
and
that.
then I was like, "Oh, that's like actually a tough one to swallow."
Oh, look at my face right now.
Do I mention it?
Oh my God, that is bad, guys. You got to work that out.
I know.
You are lucky I did not notice that.
Either work on it or stop working on it. Take the Troy Ryan route. Like, I don't know, here's a puck, go play kind of thing. You know what I mean? Because whatever it is ain't working.
Just shoot or pass it around.
Just stop doing whatever it is you were doing and do something different.
That's crazy, guys. 4 power play goals. It's goddamn March 19th.
And it's not like they don't have anybody on the team that can like be a proper power play specialist. You know what I mean? They got players that are very creative. And I think maybe that's it. Just like pull the curtain back, let them be creative. But anyways, this game was like, Julia, this game was getting like a little bit out of hand in a sense. Like it was getting physical. Sophie Jakes took 2 big runs at Calty.
Yeah.
And one of them was a knee, which I was like, oh, snap. Like that was an extended knee. Like saw that. And then the next one was Calty tried to line up Jakes, and Jakes just absolutely blew her up. And I was like, is this Sophie getting revenge for her captain, Marie-Philippe Poulin? Like, is there some angst there that she was just like, if no one else is going to do it, I'm going to take care of this. And like, Jakes is strong. So like, and so is Calty. So the fact that Calty tried to line her up and Jakes blew her up, I was just like, that. There's no way that didn't hurt for both of them.
No, I know.
Because just for people that are listening and are new to hockey, sometimes when you throw a hit, it hurts equally as much for you as it does for the player receiving it. But it's just a matter of like doing it for your team or for a teammate. And Jakes was just after it. Everybody was after it, I felt like, in this game. This game was heated. It was unhappy. But you know what? The more I think about it, this is just the way New York plays. And Philly stirs the pot. Like, she came up high with the cross check on Abby Boreen, it was. And I was like, ooh, girl. And I'm pretty sure Boreen like turned around, looked at her and was like, you're dead. And I was like, oh, this is going to get crazy. Like, I'm going to go pop some popcorn and watch this last period. Is anybody awake in our group chat? But anyways, Vancouver held on, got the job done in front of their home fans. Like what I'm seeing in terms of their game coming together, the fight that they put together, the fact that their coach was saying, you know, goals are going to come in bunches. And like they got 5 here, which is nice. And Vancouver now, they're just 3 points back of 6 behind New York after getting points in 3 straight games. And like we said, tides can turn very quickly in this league. So, you know, we could blink and be 3 games into this and Vancouver's won 3 straight. And all of a sudden they got 9 points slapped up on the board and they're sitting comfortably in like 4th or something. So it's a good time to get rolling. New York needs to figure out what they're doing on the road though.
Yeah, happens really fast. And Thursday, Seattle-Montreal game, we will talk about on Tuesday. We're recording this on Thursday morning right now before this game. But some more exciting news, Tessa. Shout out to Script Sports. The first time the Walter Cup Finals will be broadcasted nationally in the United States of America. So exciting that the full slate of Walter Cup games will be able to be seen in all the households across the U.S. It's amazing stuff.
Love it. Love everything about it. Tune in, everyone.
Dude, sometimes I feel like we're living in the future up here in Canada, with how much I see the PWHL. I'm like, you guys will know this soon and it's going to be awesome. I pump gas now and I see the PWHL girlies come up on the screen. I'm like, whoa, this is awesome.
My kids point it out all the time. Mom, PWHL. On like Intuit QuickBooks or whatever commercial. They're like, look. I'm like, I see it, bud. It's everywhere. It's the league, man.
It's amazing. And we've seen it, like I just said, we see it in Canada on a day-to-day right now. Like you do not leave the house without seeing a PWHL ad in a bus stop, on a billboard, like when literally pumping your gas on the little screen. I see Emily Clark's face come up, and like Flying Air Canada, we see Poulin come up right in front of us when you sit down. Like it is everywhere right now. And now first time national broadcast in the US, we're going to start to see that on the other side of the border. So very excited, and very excited for all of our US PWHL fans who love the game like we do. Speaking of a US legend on Jocks and Jills, Tessa, this was a kind of a special one. Not special because you weren't there, because we always miss you if you're not there, obviously. But Court and I sat down together. It was St. Patty's Day, like I said earlier. I was a bit humiliated because I was wearing a hot pink shirt. And obviously, Courtney was like fully in St. Patty's Day stuff. I'm like, oh my God, there's no one worse to not wear St. Patty's Day stuff in front of I don't feel. But also, I've said this to you like before off air. I don't feel like we talk about Tessa enough on this. Like we've never done a proper Tessa interview on this show and talked about your career and talked about your origin story and stuff like that. We didn't do that, but we talked about a little bit. We talked a little bit about college Tessa on the ice. Oh boy. Because I feel like we touch on college Tessa off the ice sometimes on this podcast, and we absolutely love her. Leash off, college Tessa, getting 1 million points for Ohio State, and all the intangibles that you brought. And obviously, we talked a little bit about St. Patty's Day, too. So, you know what time it is. Here we go.
It's time for Courtney's Corner.
All right, I feel like this is kind of a special edition of Courtney's Corner because, not because Tessa's not here, because like life is not as sparkly when Tessa is not around, obviously, but we got to do some talking about her and like we've never gotten a chance to just hang out one-on-one, Court, so I'm very excited about this.
Same.
It's so fun.
Of course, we miss you, Tessa, but you know, this is...
it's a different look. It's a different Courtney's Corner vibe. As you're listening to this, St. Patty's Day will be in the past, but we are recording this on March 17th on St. Patty's Day. If you're watching on video, I kind of look like I'm in a Barbie dream house right now wearing pink and in my purple background. I am not dressed for the occasion, but as soon as I came in here, I was talking to Jackie and I was like, oh, I feel so ridiculous. Coach Court from Massachusetts, like I know she's rocking green right now. Yeah. Tell me about St. Patty's Day and your like St. Patty's Day traditions. I'm very surprised you're not taking this call from Donahue's. Let me just say that.
That's later. Don't get ahead of yourself.
Okay, good.
Well, no, there is a fleet game tonight, so I'll be heading over there in all my greens. So don't you worry. But no, it's just obviously, you know, big Irish family here. So we had like laws growing up, like you have to wear green. Christmas, you can miss it, you can do all that, but there's no way you're not wearing green on St. Patty's Day. So my brother, my sister, their kids, there's no way they're not walking around in green.
Yeah. Did you ever get to play in like a St. Patty's Day game or anything? Like play on a team that did special jerseys or anything to that effect?
I don't remember special jerseys, but I don't think we had special jerseys when I was playing. It was just like now you get them. I do remember when I was at Minnesota coming out with shamrock green sunglasses on for warm-ups.
Nice.
I do remember that. So it must have fallen somehow around it. Do you know what I mean? I don't think I would. Well, I might have just been wearing them and bombing around during warm-ups, but I do remember that. Yeah.
Oh, that's
and
amazing.
Then getting told you can't do that, but you know, all right, it was worth it. It was worth a few twirls around, you know.
It was worth the try. Absolutely. Yeah, do you have like a best St. Patty's Day memory, maybe that you could share?
Usually, there, you know, it's an all-day event. You're with a lot of friends, and it's always the turning like. It's either rainy or it's sunny, but you're definitely getting out of winter. So it's kind of like you're just psyched to get out there. Give me a patio. I need some live music. There's nothing better than Irish music going. And right now, like in Boston, that could be everywhere. So like the bar in Somerville, that's open all day. That's a great place where you can actually just see like people who go in there just to play their own little Irish instruments, and they come together and just make music together. You'll see the Spoons. You know, the Spoons, they'll be doing the Spoons. Yeah. So just like even growing up, like my grandmother's, you know, I'd say off the boat, but I'm pretty sure she was on an airplane, but right from Ireland. So she's got the accent and everything, and they all did. All my aunts did. You couldn't really understand them when they got going, but it's just a big tradition around here. And so everybody has their green on all over Boston, and probably some green beers will be had.
Green beers will be had. Oh man, today I looked at the weather and I was honestly feeling a little bad for college students. It feels like -20 in the Greater Toronto area right now, but I know that won't stop them. I remember being on roofs.
Yeah.
I remember making green pancakes. Right? I remember green beers. I remember Jello shots in the morning.
There'd be beads. There'd be like the whole outfit, the hats.
There always had to be a hat. Like, it was just such a good time.
Yeah.
I hope everyone's having such a good time today.
Everyone knew how to Irish step dance all of a sudden. Like, you know what I mean? Everyone all of a sudden is like the best Irish step dancer. And you're like, no, you've just had a few beers. And you're like, just keep your arms straight and your feet are going quick. And you think, you know what I mean?
There's got to be some injuries that happen on St. Patty's Day as a result of people thinking that they could Irish dance.
Yeah, you find out the next day, but you're like, what happened to my ankle? Oh, you don't remember? Yeah. No, but it's a fun time to just celebrate. Obviously, stay safe, but like to just enjoy it and let loose a little bit and just enjoy life and people.
Yeah. You mentioned
the Irish way.
In an Irish way. And like, I love the food too. I love a shepherd's pie. I love a stew. Like,
so my aunt last night makes an Irish boiled dinner. It was so good. I overdid it, but how do you not? And the carrots and the cabbage and the the potatoes. It was delicious.
Oh, That sounds so good, Court. I'm really jealous.
There was Irish bread. You know what I mean? Like homemade Irish bread. Like,
oh, that's so fun. Okay, I love that. I feel bad I'm not wearing green right now. You are handling the St. Patty's Day spirit for the both of us, so I appreciate that.
Hey, I got you.
You got us. You got the Italians of the group. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Somebody's got it.
Yeah, seriously. I also, while Tessa's not here, we were kind of talking about it a little bit off camera. I know you guys didn't play against one another directly, but I feel like sometimes here on Jocks and Jills, we don't do enough talking about Tessa's hockey career and how illustrious it was. She talks a lot about being a grinder and being tough in the corners, but Tessa Bonhomme obviously was much more than that. She did the one stint at the Olympics in 2010, but when I talk to people about her college career, everybody talks about the insane offense, and they threw a bit of a leash on her with Hockey Canada, so not everybody got to see it. But you were one of the people in the stands that got to witness Tessa fully leash off, scoring game in and game out for Ohio State. So I just kind of wanted to pick your brain a bit on Tessa the player and what you remember about her.
Well, yeah, I mean, when you are in college and you're a defenseman, and if people know your name, you're definitely an explosive, exciting defenseman. Most people aren't like, this stay-at-home D who's really good at poke checking. Right? Like, it's going to be... So
you would say that, though.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because I'm psyched about a good poke check. But with Tessa, to be that dynamic and her ability to read plays and take advantage of open ice and be threatening. She was a threatening player. And so I just remember I was getting into the college, recruiting scene because I'm brand new in, and I was up in Canada watching some hockey, and I just remember her name, and I think I was sitting with the Ohio State assistant, and she was just talking about her and how much she's kind of changed that program, and Spooner, I'm pretty sure Spooner was on the ice and one of those recruits people are looking at, and so she's like, yeah, we got this one coming too, and I'm like, wow, they're starting to build a little dynasty over here at Ohio, but I always think it's impressive too because Tessa going there and picking a school where, you almost try to make it a name for itself rather than going to a school that already has all the banners. And so I just think, you put a lot on your back there, and then look how proud she is. That's why, she talks a lot about Ohio, but she's so proud of it, and they've come a long way. So, but what a dynamic defenseman. And a lot of D like that, when they get to that next level, you have a choice. You know what I mean? There's a choice where you might have to be more defensive and that's your role and you take it. And then because there might be some other finesse players already there, but I wouldn't have mind seeing the leash off when she was in the Olympics though, That's hard to cover.
I know, a couple extra goals there. Wouldn't have minded that. But everybody that we have on the podcast that played against her always tells us how terrible it was to play against her. What do you remember teammates from USA and stuff saying about playing against Tessa, going to the corners with her?
Well, she's feisty, and anytime defense have to be, but when you're feisty and you're you're strong, you're going to be battling them and holding them accountable, stick on stick. I would love to hear chirps. I don't know if she was a chirp kind of player, but I would like to know that because I think she would have good ones, but funny ones. I'd want to almost
so
be
true.
We should get a beer later. That was funny. You know what I mean? But the way she plays, it's those are the D you just don't want to be around. You know what I mean? You want more of a lazy D. You want somebody who's less combative. You want an easier time in the corner. And so I think when you know a name, when you know Tessa, you're like, okay, she's gonna be all over you. It's gonna be hard. You're gonna be dumping, putting it into new ice.
Yeah, that trade that happened on Monday night, Schaffsel for Jesse Eldridge from the Seattle Torrent, like all the other teams in the league who are not the Boston Fleet just got to be absolutely looking at that and saying, could we have gotten that deal? Like, holy.
I'd be pissed. I don't know if I could say that. If I was Montreal, I'd be like, what?
Yeah.
It's just, and it's fine. They're great players. It's just, I like what Boston's getting. I think you're getting a big goal scorer who's ready right now to go. You know, I'm a big Alex Carpenter fan, so I'm like, well, who you're taking away your friend over here, and what is she working with now? And I get it, but I'm sure there's a lot of masterminding and reasons. But just as a person on the outside looking, it's like, if I'm Montreal, I'm like, what?
Yeah,
you had that on, like.
If you're a Montreal or a Minnesota,
get something.
You got to be like, oh my gosh, I should have had my hands on the phone trying to make that deal. But yeah, you can kind of see it, like people online pointing out if there is more expansion next year, probably would have been hard for Seattle to hang on to Jesse Eldridge. So maybe the logic was, okay, let's try to get something for her. But you still think, and you can't trade picks in the league too, which makes it even harder to make a deal. All the deals are just player in, player out, for active player right now in this time that you can't trade picks. So you understand how it's hard to make a move, but still you think you could get, and Schaffsel's had a good season too. I think she's got 6 points already.
They're just different players.
Yeah.
It doesn't, you just low in the game, it's just different, but they're great. Like Schaffsel's an awesome player, awesome kid. Like, Seattle's getting a great hockey player. It's just, I was just floored.
I know. So where do you think that Eldridge fits in the lineup? Because there's, I guess, something to be said too about this team that's clicking so well right now. Yeah, in front of the net is a good spot.
By the net, right off to that left side where your Carpy would find her, and she just swings away. She has I put her like similar to like Nui. They just have a knack for putting a puck in the net if it's around them. So it's like, how do we get Eldridge into open ice? How do we get her? She's hard to cover in front of the net. She's a nice big body. Like, how are we dealing with this? Meanwhile, dealing with all the other threats that Boston has. So they added on to me like a really grade A threat, scoring wise down by the net. They needed that. It's good to go into playoffs. They're going for a cup. Love to see it. But it's just a wild trade to me right now. If I'm, especially like a Montreal, I'm just like, what else? Can I take some, like, what?
You got anything else?
Yeah,
seriously.
Oh
my gosh. The Boston Fleet, the rich just get richer here in the PWHL. But Court, we got to let you go. You got to get to Donahue's and then a Fleet game and then back to Donahue's. So you have a very
I got to get us on tap.
itinerary.
It's about time. We got to get it going. Yeah.
All right.
Happy St. Patty's Day to everybody.
Thank you for doing this as always.
Yeah, take care.
You were scary to go into corners against, and that's what you always want to hear. That is something that people can bring.
It's because I wasn't big. I was slender when I went to school. I think I went to school weighing like 120, 125 pounds max.
But kids but people that are that size like don't realize that they could still bring that edge to their game, even if they are undersized. That's why I had the edge. Yeah.
I didn't want people to think they could just come around. I had to like make them scared to come around. And then when I gained my freshman 15 in the gym, then I was like, all right, now I can rock and roll. I can be mean and actually throw some weight around. So,
do you want to know what my freshman 15 was?
Wings and beer.
Haagen-Dazs.
Oh baby,
there was like a friggin' freezer of them in the calf, and like you just swipe your card and take a Haagen-Dazs. It was a problem. It was a huge problem. I'm like, could you lock that thing? Like I can't be wandering down there every night.
You should only be able to swipe for 2. Like
can't there be a limit? Like someone needs to stop me because I can't stop me. Speaking of stopping me, I can't stop myself around ice cream, and I definitely cannot stop myself around pizza. No. Our interview today is delivered by Pizza, introducing the new Volcano Dipper. Pull, rip, and dip your slice into a molten volcano-shaped center filled with their classic creamy garlic sauce. We have been chasing this person down for a while. Listen, she's been in the middle of a lot of headlines this year. That big hit on Sarah Fillier that was seen around the world. And then she had that great moment with Sarah Fillier at the Olympics when Jackie Redmond was interviewing her for TNT, and she went by and apologized for that hit earlier in the year. It's the first time they got to touch base. So you caught up with her, Tessa. Here she is on Jocks and Jills, Aneta Tejralová.
All right, we here at Jocks and Jills are pleased to have finally tracked down the one and only, the captain of Team Czechia, defender extraordinaire, now part of the Seattle Torrent, Aneta Tejralová. Thank you so much for finally joining us. We're huge fans. We've been following you since you were with Ottawa. Appreciate you taking the time with us today, especially. Yeah. It's a Friday right now that we're recording this. So thanks for spending your Friday with us.
Yeah, thank you for having me here. I was starting to think that invitation got lost somewhere. So I would check my email every day.
Never mind. We were wanting you. You were still on our target list. We're glad we finally nailed you down. Let's talk about Seattle a little bit. I mean, how's it treating you? I'm going to guess a little bit different than the snowy Ottawa that you've been used to.
Yeah. I honestly like to be in Seattle. It's a little bit rainy, but still Sunday we have a sunny day. So I really enjoy it to be here, and it's warm. It's more warmer than in Ottawa. We just came from Ottawa. It was negative, I don't know what, but it was snow. And so, yeah, I enjoying to be here.
Did you get back on the canal?
No, no.
No time for that. That's
no
fair.
time
That's
for
fair.
that. Yeah. We were there for 2 days.
Yeah, I kind of want to dive into just how you ended up in Seattle a little bit. What was your reaction? You were selected second overall in the expansion draft. So the first pick Montreal decided to go for was you. One, what was your reaction? And two, what did that mean to you? I mean, second overall pick's huge.
Yeah, that's huge. Like for the time, there was 1 a.m. right for us in Prague.
Right.
So I was just checking the YouTube channel. So I was looking, and then Vancouver picked Ashton Bell, and then was like, okay, I might be like done. I'm gonna stay in Ottawa. So, and then I didn't expect to be picked from Seattle. So it was a huge surprise for me, but it's an honor to be here, and I got so many good and sweet messages from my old teammates and from my friends. So I was excited to just go there and go to Seattle.
Did you even have time to finish your text to Ashton Bell being like, hey, it's been a slice playing with you before you even got picked? Like, did you even hit send on that message yet?
No, actually, I was looking at the YouTube like with my one eye. I was like, okay, it's time to go to sleep. And then like I heard my name. It's like, okay, that's something happened right now. So yeah, but it was good time.
Thank goodness you didn't shut her down and go to sleep. My goodness.
Yeah.
Your first game in Vancouver was Seattle. You went down with an injury. I mean, what was that? That must have been disappointing for you. Obviously not the way you wanted to start your season with a new team and all that. How'd you manage those emotions and that injury?
Yeah, obviously it's always tough for any players to get down. And obviously for me, with my age, it's a little bit hard. And I worked so hard during the summer to get better and be ready for next season. So I just wanted to show my game in Seattle. It just happened, and I got a hit from Teresa Vanishova, right? So we just we kind of made some jokes about it that she didn't mean to do it. I mean, like it was just unfortunately not a good hit, but then I probably missed a couple of games, and then it was up and down. So I'm glad to be back right now, even after Olympics. And even before the Olympics, I was just thinking like, oh my God, it's an Olympics year, so I have to be ready. So it was a little bit stressful for me, but I'm happy that I could play at the Olympics.
And you're the captain. You're kind of important to that team.
Yeah, and obviously, like the Olympics just in 4 years. So I don't know if I'm gonna wait for another 4 years.
No way, you're going for it. Everybody does. I feel like, right?
Yeah, we'll see.
It just is what it is. But I want to start with your hockey beginnings. You mentioned Prague, and what got you basically in hockey skates, whacking a puck around? I know you have a twin brother. I'm going to assume he had something to do with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. He and my dad. For the time he used to play hockey, and he is a coach. So I started playing hockey when I was 7 years old. I just used to watch my brother play. So another day, I just asked my parents if I could play hockey too. So they said, they just probably didn't think I would enjoy it. So
Meanwhile, they got an Olympian on their hands.
Yeah. Yeah. So I had a great childhood. I mean, it was fun to watch my brother, and I just wanted to be like him.
So did you play on the same team, or were there girls' teams available?
Yeah, we played the same team until I was 13 years old, I think.
Wow.
So we were growing up. We went to school, the same school, to the same class together. So we did everything together.
Okay, be honest. Who was the better player? Like, was he always trying to keep up with you? I'm just going to assume. Yeah.
No, he was really, really fast player and a smart player. So
yeah.
I just, like it didn't just, I don't know how to describe this, but he had a good few years and then he just get down with the injuries as well. So
yeah, because he played pro, right?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean,
in the Czech?
Yeah, for 2-3 years, and then so many injuries, and even so that was kind of hard for him.
Were you guys pushing each other with off-ice training? Like you guys would train together?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, like we spent a lot of time together, like all day. So I was a little bit better at the school. He was a little bit better in the hockey. So we just push each other. So I helped him with the school, and he helped me with the hockey.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I read somewhere that you loved blocking shots so much that you just decided to be a defender. Is that true?
I mean, yeah, I think I love to block shots. I don't know if I just decide to be a defender because of that, but I'm not a sniper. I don't love to score much. I mean, I don't do that. But I love to just like defend our goalie and to be like successful in the D zone and everything.
You figure if you like get blocking shot, was goalie never an option? Like, have you ever tried it? If you liked blocking shots,
I wanted to be goalie, honestly.
Yeah.
So on the Christmas time, we usually draw like the wishes what we want to. So I draw the goalie's gear on the paper, and I just put it by the window. And I was so excited that my parents gonna buy the goalie's gear, but it never happened. So
ever?
No.
No way. So you never even got a crack at it? Like you never got to play goalie ever? Like even when you were younger?
I tried. We just like during the Christmas time, we just like change the gear. So it was fun. And I think one time I played one game against the boys that another goalie, like one of the goalies were missing. So they said, okay, who wants to be in the net? So I was like, okay, me. And I don't remember the game so much, but I think we lost for sure.
That's okay. You don't remember it, so clearly it wasn't traumatic.
Yeah, exactly.
But you didn't become a goalie, so maybe it was a little bit. Was hockey always the one true love for you, or were there other sports that were kind of owning space in your heart?
No, I think when I was 11 years old, I stopped playing hockey for a year, and I started to playing tennis.
No way.
Yeah, so I want to be like a pro tennis, but after 1 to 3 years, I think I stopped playing tennis because it was a little bit expensive for my parents because I have 2 brothers. So for the time, it was really expensive with the hockey, and obviously with tennis, it's more expensive than hockey. I think to go every weekend to play a tournament, you have to pay for it. So. Obviously, I just went to play the game. I lost the first game, so I went home. So my parents weren't so happy that they just paid for one game and even for the practices. So so I played tennis, and then I played floorball.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
that's with like those wiffle ball things, and you got the cool sticks?
Exactly.
Cool.
I think so. Yeah.
You could have been the next Petra Kvitova, basically, and you just decided to can it after one tournament with tennis?
No, I played like 2 years.
Oh, 2 whole years, right.
But I missed to being like around the boys, the teammates. So I was just by myself. So I was struggling with that. So
team athlete, I get it.
Yeah, exactly.
The team sports where it's at.
Exactly.
Growing up in Prague, I've toured Prague as a tourist. I mean, it
Mhm.
seems pretty badass, but like, do you guys just get so annoyed with us tourists just like clogging up your streets and like booking up all the beer spas and stuff? Is that
Um,
like something in Prague that the locals are just like, ugh?
um, I don't know that, but when I'm going back to Prague for a summer to spend summer, um, I feel like there's so many tourists, and I actually like it that everyone is coming back to Prague and just
Mm,
enjoy the beer. Because we can drink outside, right? We don't have to hide
yep.
it, so which is nice. So
You hiding beers outside on the regular? Is that maybe?
that's a secret.
Yeah. You'll
um,
never know.
exactly. So yeah, I mean it's fine for me.
Yeah. At what age did you decide to leave the Czech league and move to Russia, make the jump to that league?
When I was 17 years old,
Okay.
I
So you had
think.
already
Yeah,
played for the Czech national team. You made it first
yeah,
time ever when you were 15, which is insane. You're very
yeah.
young.
It's
Uh,
15 years ago.
so 15 years ago, you made your debut on the U18
Yeah.
team. What was that like as a
I think
15-year-old?
I was 14 years old when I made a U18
You
team
were 14.
because
Even,
I went 4 times to
oh
the
my
World
gosh.
Championship. Yeah.
So what's that like as a kid walking in there with, I mean, older teenagers who kind of have experience, a little bit more
Yeah,
experience in life than
it
you?
was fun. It was fun. Obviously, like right now, I can just look back that we started to play with Denisa Křižová, right? Even in Prague, because when I was 13, I stopped playing with the boys and I went to play with the women's team, it was
Mhm.
HC Slavia Praha, and they were like we were 13 years old and the other girls were 20, 25. So they
Wow.
were much older than us. So we just hanging out together with Denisa and with the young players. So yeah, it was fun to be around U18 and just had an experience and get some bronze medal the last World Championship.
Yeah. What was it like in Russia when you went to play there? Were you nervous to go there? Was there like a ton of cultural differences you had to get used to?
Yeah, obviously. Yeah, I was a little bit stressed because I didn't know Russian, I didn't know English so much, so that was a little bit stressful for me, but also helpful for me because in the same team was playing with Alana Mills,
Yep.
our old
She was your captain before
captain of
you,
the
right?
national. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So we played together for 5 years, I think. So it was really helpful for me to be the first year with her in the same team. So um, we learned Russian together. So we had so much fun
You
there.
speak Russian now?
I do.
Cool. Did you ever I heard bear meat is a delicacy over there. Did you ever eat it?
No,
Bear meat? No.
no. Did you?
Okay. I went to Russia once and there was a huge lineup outside of a shop and I had a Russian tour guide and she was actually a Russian Olympian, a marathon runner. And she was like, "Oh, there must be bear meat. Do you want to get in line?" And I was like, "Nah, I think I'm good. Thanks." So I never did. I probably should have. Looking back now,
I think you
opportunity
should have.
missed.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know if would have been able to stomach it. So I didn't.
Yeah,
But
that's fair. That's fair.
opportunity missed. I hope you don't mind. I want to chat a little bit about the Olympics and basically your team's journey to Division One and the bronze medals that you got. But the Olympics specifically is where I'll start. Since you've had a bit of time now that it's been over and you've had time to digest. I assume you've had time. I mean, your guys are very busy. You literally got back and started playing again. So I'm not sure if you
Yeah.
absolutely did. But what are your takeaways from that tournament with your team as captain?
I mean, it's a huge honor to go my second Olympics and especially to be the captain for the first time. But the Olympics didn't go the way we wanted,
Mhm.
but still was a great experience. But still, like we really work hard these 4 years, past 4 years to get a medal. But yeah, it is what it is. We just have to move on and get another opportunity to get a medal.
I don't think people understand. And I mean, maybe I like this attitude from your team, first of all, because I feel like I don't know if everyone understands just how quickly your program has risen to be a true contender. Okay, that's massive. You can just rise up into the top division and just loaf around, but that's not what Czechia did. Since the World's in Calgary in 2021, I feel like your team has completely flipped the script. What do you credit that to?
I would say, yeah. So we went up and down. Our first World Championship in Group A, it was 2013 in Ottawa.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, we just played against Finland. We lost 10-1. We were like, okay, we were just playing in the D zone. So that was tough for us. And just like after that, after 2016, we got stuck in the great Group A. Pool A. And yeah, 2021 in the Calgary, it was Tomasz Pacina coach us, and I think he did a great job to have like the structure with our team, because it's not easy to coach a women's team. And yeah, I think we work so hard every day, every practice on the structure. So we basically did all the time the same drills.
Yep.
And
you could
after
tell
that,
a lot of regroups and puck possession, hey?
Yeah, exactly. So we did a great job even in Calgary. We just didn't make through quarterfinal.
Quarters, yeah.
So then at the Olympics 2022, we also went to the quarterfinal, and we played against USA, and we were leading 1-0.
I was gonna say, you guys were winning 1-0 for a minute there.
Yeah, it was surprising for us, but we didn't expect that we can make through USA, which is like the North America teams are on the top, still on the top. So it was fun to play against them. And then after Pacina fired up and Carla was hiring, and I think she brought so like the positive and the good vibe to our team, that we can just have fun. We know what to do. So I think I do credit both of them than where we are right now.
Yeah, it's been pretty cool. And I love that, 2022 and 2021 wasn't really that long ago when we saw the shift. And so to have that mentality to be like, no, we're going to the Olympics to get a medal, I think is a very good growth pattern and a good stepping stone, and really a good thing for your team to have. So I hope you all hold on to that and don't let, Milan crush those dreams or that mentality at all, because you guys are a fantastic team to watch, and it's there. It's just, as you know, medals are hard to win. They're hard to come by, and especially at the Olympics. Speaking of the Olympics, do you remember when your Olympic dream started? Do you remember the moment when you're like, I'm probably going to do that?
Honestly, I don't know. I don't remember
No?
that until I was 13, 14 years before I started to play hockey with the women's. I didn't even know that it's women's team. It's women hockey. So
Right.
maybe I just started to think when I was playing in Russia that we can actually go and play at the Olympics, because I don't remember what year it was, but I went to 2 times to qualification to get to the Olympics, but we never made through. So I was like, okay, we probably never make the qualification. So probably I would say maybe 2018, 2019, when it was close to the Beijing Olympics. That I started to think, okay, maybe we can go to the Olympics finally.
Heck yeah. And you did, which is awesome.
Yeah.
I was asking around about you a lot, and I don't want to say digging up dirt on people, because you literally have no dirt. You're like squeaky clean. Everyone just has the greatest things to say about you. Some of it's like, I've never met anyone that works on her game. She's relentless on improving, one of the best teammates, best leaders, all of that. And I think that just speaks volumes to who you are. But I think the whole world saw it in the moment after your Czech team played Team Canada. And you caught Sarah Fillier walking by in the media zone, and you took a moment to apologize for, quite frankly, a wicked hit. Had you been waiting for that moment? Did you plan it, or did it just kind of spring on you? And then I guess what drew you to do that?
Yeah, like after that game, it did happen. I was like, I've been thinking about it the whole time. Just
Yeah.
like I even text Sarah about it in Instagram, but she didn't never respond me because we don't follow each other, so
Right.
she might not seeing this message. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and then like after that game, I feel like that I mean after Canada game, I was like, okay, I just see Sarah, and I just like, okay, I have to apologize to her, so that I didn't mean to do it, and just yeah, I mean, yeah, it's hard. It's hard to describe right now, but I never want to
No.
hurt player, and it happened. So I was also a little bit surprised that it came up to the internet through
It blew up.
Instagram. It blew
Yeah,
up.
you became
Exactly.
internet famous real quick.
Yeah, so
Like
it's like,
worldwide.
okay, yeah, I didn't want to. I'm like kind of calm and like I a little bit hiding. So but I'm happy that I could apologize.
Yeah. Speaking of calm, I also saw a feature on you when you were playing in Ottawa, and you said you listened to sad music. What are we
Yes.
even talking? What do you mean you're listening to sad? What kind of sad music are you listening to?
Uh I don't know. I just enjoying to listening to sad music. So it's like see big girls cry. I can
Okay.
listen this song even right before the game. So I
Is that
might
the ritual?
cry even when we are driving to the ring. So it's
Stop.
yeah, I don't know. It's something weird with me.
You just got to get a good cry out
Yes.
before you play
So
some mean hockey.
exactly. So I know it sounds a little bit weird, but
When did this start?
I think I had it like all the time, like with me. I don't
Really?
know when it starts, but yeah, I can also listen like a normal or old music songs, but these songs are just pumping up.
Those are your bangers, the sad
Yeah.
songs. Honestly, there's never like pop music, nothing like that. You never just feel like,
Yeah, for sure. I like
okay.
all types of music. It's just
Yeah.
like right before the game
Got to get a
or
good
like
cry.
2 hours
Yeah.
before the game. I just can cry. Or sometimes I just need it, and then I'm fine.
That is the funniest thing I've ever heard. Is there a part of your game that you're working on right now outside of your music choices pre-game?
Um, yes, like right now, I also like listen just to Czech songs.
Okay.
So yeah, I
Czech
used
sad
to.
songs, obviously.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
But I used to listen like Russian sad songs as well. But right now I just like, okay, I just want to focus on my English because I just
Yes.
started learn English 3 years ago when I went to play hockey for Boston Pride.
Boston Pride, yeah.
So yeah, because in Russia I didn't speak English at all.
Oh my
So
God.
I
You're
just
3
spoke
years in and we're
Russian.
having a full-on interview right now and you're handling it
Yeah,
like a champ?
yeah, and it's my first podcast in English, so you
No
guys are
way.
lucky.
We'll take that. My gosh, you're crushing it. If I knew any word of Czech, I would totally try and run this with you, but I absolutely don't. I'm going to have to get on Duolingo, obviously, and brush up.
Yeah,
So
you
you're
should
putting me to
learn
shame.
beer. How to say beer in Czech? I can learn you.
How is it?
Pivo,
Bevo?
pivo.
Bevo.
Yes,
I'm probably just going
you
to fly
can
to
go to
Prague and
Czech.
order a bunch of bevos now.
Yes.
Are those beer spas? Like, do you guys actually go to beer spas where you're like marinating in beer? Is that an actual thing that you guys do, or is that just for the tourists? Because I got to know. Kenzie Lalonde and Cheryl Pounder went in one, and they had themselves a time.
Yeah. Did they have fun?
Well, I think it's hard not to.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's hard to say. Like, I'm just like, I love to go to the restaurant just and get the beer.
Yeah.
And like 2 3 beers, it's a little bit different than in North America. And just like we call beer, it's not alcohol, it's vitamin B. So you can drink as much wine you can.
I'm going to tell my doctor this.
Yeah.
How are my vitamin B levels? I've been slugging them back lately.
Yeah, you should drink a beer.
That is amazing. Anything else you need to know about amazing Czech culture that we're totally missing out on? Like the stuff you taught me already is wicked.
I think the beer is the most important thing you should
Heck
know.
yeah. Oh my gosh. I know you had time. There was a time in your career when you played with Emma Buckles. We love Bucky's on this pod. She's a big part of the Jocks and Jills podcast.
She's funny.
Yeah. Do you have any good Buckles dirt for us that we can use? She's not here to defend herself, so feel free.
I know. I was thinking about it, honestly, but I
Were
don't
you?
have. Yeah, I did actually. But no, it was just so much fun to be a teammate with her, because she always smiled, she always laughed, and she made the jokes. So I enjoyed that time to be with her in the same team.
I play beer league with her on Tuesday nights.
Oh my God.
Yeah, her gloves reek. Were they smelly when she played with you too?
I don't remember that.
They were. You would remember if they are. They are god awful.
Is she wearing the same gloves from the?
I honestly I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
And that's probably the problem.
Okay. Yeah. So she should change it.
Totally.
Is there
anybody on your Seattle team that's the stinky kid? This is a random question. Totally. We went off the hinges here. The beer caught me off guard.
Sometimes my gloves are stinky.
Dorito mitts.
I need to do laundry. Yeah.
All right. Well, we can cut that out for her if you want. If not, we'll just keep it in and let everyone know.
Mind.
That's when you got to just do the face rubs on people, like get a whiff of this.
Yeah, exactly.
Aneta, you're a boss. I love this. I'm going to fly to Prague at some point in the summer, and we're going to go to a beer spa together, or just a beer and have a bunch of...
You should do that.
Bivos. Bibo. Perfect.
Yeah.
Awesome. Appreciate you. Best of luck. We'll be cheering you on, and stay healthy.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
That interview delivered by Pizza introducing the new Volcano Dipper. Pull, rip, and dip your slice into a molten volcano-shaped center filled with their classic creamy garlic sauce. Yum.
Big fan of Aneta. She's awesome. And then after we recorded, she's like, oh, someone's here to say hi. And who peels around the corner? Country Shrouds. They're roomies. I was like, I love you as roommates. This is so nice.
That is such a cute roommate duo. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
In Seattle.
I know. They're
Seattle
so
is a city. We only went there briefly last year. It's so awesome. I love the vibes there. And usually I'm not a rain person. Like Vancouver to me, I'm like, ooh, it's a little rainy here. Somehow in Seattle, I'm like, oh, it kind of reminds me of Twilight. Like it's supposed to look
it's the
like
setting.
This.
It's like when it's just the way the city's set up. That's what it is.
It feels correct. It feels proper.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow, and again, Vancouver is amazing. I love Vancouver. But Vancouver, when it's sunny, I'm like, yeah, I feel like it's supposed to be a little sunnier than it is. Seattle, I'm like, no, I am Bella from Twilight.
Yeah.
And it is moody. And I like it. All right. The PWHL season is heating up, and FanDuel is your home for betting all the action on the ice. Back your favorite teams your way as they continue their road to the Walter Cup with unique offerings all season long. Missed puck drop, no sweat. With live same-game parlays, you can build your bets right up until the final buzzer with live player props like anytime goal scorer only on FanDuel. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app today and play your game. Okay, couple games Saturday. No lines available for that yet. But let's talk about the MVP again in the PWHL, Tessa, because I think you're the odds queen. The MVP lines have changed. Aaron Frankel and Renee Desbiens now lead the charge for PWHL Billie Jean King MVP at plus 450. Literally right after you said I would grab those two as PWHL MVPs. They're the two I'm looking at. Do you have, and I know the way that the season ends out will have a little bit, I don't know, a lot maybe of an effect on this, but right now, is there one between Frankel or Anne Renee that stands out to you as MVP?
Look, both are bosses, okay? But I have to go with Frankel because the Fleet had a streak of 12 consecutive games decided by a single goal. And that was all because of Aaron Frankel. So I have to go with Aaron Frankel. Just giving her team a constant chance. If she could score goals, which goalies can, but if Aaron Frankel could actually just on the regular score goals, she would be hands down, undoubt MVP. But that being said, Debbie never disappoints. But for me right now, I give Frankel the edge just because of how many close games that she's been in and kept her team in.
Yeah, and we'll see how the season finishes out because I'd imagine that couple big shutouts either way. You'd
Right.
probably swing it, especially down the stretch here with how close they are in points.
But look, like Taylor Heisey's having herself a time after the Olympics. Grace Zumwinkle is all of a sudden starting to drive the net and take the puck to the net and score a bunch of goals. So there's players that are starting to heat up. Maddie Rooney's on a win streak. Like there's players on the frost now that they're sitting atop of the league with 10 regulation wins, tied with Boston, who only has 9 regulation wins. You know, it's hard to overlook the frost too. I mean, these players are heating up to help push this juggernaut of a team to the top of the standings. So, but I still stand by it. I think it's the year of a goalie.
Yeah, honestly, great point on Taylor Heisey. She's the 3rd player with the shortest odds, plus 470. So
yeah,
just behind those 2 goalies, and she's been on an absolute tear since the Olympics. Shout out to her. Heisey's it was just her birthday a couple days ago. She's a St. Patty's Day girl.
Yeah.
Birthday. So shout out to Taylor. Happy birthday. And Aaron Frankel and Anne Renee Desbiens have just been unbelievable this year. I thought it was hilarious how those odds changed once we talked about it.
Yeah.
Here we are. Please play responsibly, 18 plus and physically located in Ontario. If you have questions or concerns about your gambling or the gambling of someone close to you, please contact Connex Ontario at 1-866-531-2600 to speak to an advisor free of charge. Okay. Dr. Jill time, everyone. If you want to get in touch with us, send us a voicemail. You could leave us a message, 1-929-542-2442, or send us an email, jocksinjills@thepwhl.com. I check our DMs too, jocksinjills on Instagram, X, Blue Sky, TikTok, Facebook, wherever you want to get in touch with us, drop us a message there. This one's from Jeff in Ottawa. People mention this sometimes. I thought it was an interesting one to talk about. Now that the PWHL has become an increasingly well-established pro league, might we start seeing some women bypass the college university system and turn pro right out of high school?
Negativo.
What do you think?
No, I don't think so. I think there's a lot of development that needs to happen and some polishing and fine tuning in collegiate university avenues that you can't just step into this league. Like as a young kid, you're going to get absolutely blown up and terrorized. I think there is something very important about developing in the collegiate system. Now, could it turn out kind of like, players in the NHL where they go for a year or 2 and then choose to submit their name to be drafted? Maybe, but I'm pretty sure there's a rule in the league where they have to be done with college. Am I mistaken in thinking that?
We'll have to check on that to confirm. But there's also part of it for me, Tessa, that's like, I don't know that girls would really want to even.
No.
Like college is pretty awesome. I'm talking to the CEO of college right now. Like college is awesome. I don't think you'd really want to bypass college and all the lessons that you have to learn in college and take it on the chin and learn it so publicly in the PWHL.
You learn how to be a pro in college. There's coaches there for a reason that train you to be a pro.
Right.
So yeah, I don't see it happening. And also I don't think there's anyone out there yet that could make an immediate jump that I've seen into the PW. Without having to go to college and learning the hard stuff.
Yeah. From what I see right now, I'm just like scrolling through the rule book really quickly. I don't think you have to play in college to play in the PWHL, but yeah, obviously it's the main pipeline and there's been older players who aren't coming out of college or anything to that effect, obviously. But I'm interested, like the first player that comes to my head is Nella Lapushinova, and she's already committed to college. Obviously she's going to college, but I'm like, maybe she's the player that people have in mind that could skip a step or skip a year. Jane Daly, yeah. A lot of great players out there, and they're just going to keep getting better. It's going to be in like 10 years. There's some like little girl right now that's scoring 15 goals in her U6 game, and that's going to be the person that we have to think about potentially actually skipping the whole college piece of it all. Yeah. It's crazy to think about. All right, that's all for today. Fun show. Happy Friday. 2 games on Saturday, Minnesota, Vancouver, Seattle, Boston. Sunday, it's the Winnipeg game.
Hey-o.
I'm actually really sad I can't go to the Winnipeg Takeover Tour game.
Winnipeg shows up and shows out. They love hockey there.
Winnipeg is like, and I think there's going to be some like cool people in the stands in Winnipeg. I've major fun. I know there's a really cool event happening with women in sports in Winnipeg. Winnipeg is like as close to actually, I think Minnesota and Winnipeg are the same distance.
I was it's equidistant, I feel for you, but you just don't have to cross the border when you go to Winnipeg.
Yeah, they both feel like home games. So shout out to Winnipeg and everyone there. Thank you to our sponsors, SharkNinja, Sober Carpenter, CCM Pizza, Arrow, FanDuel. Thank you for helping us put this show on week in and week out. Make sure you follow us on social media, Jocks and Jills on all platforms, like I said, and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, Apple Music or Spotify, anything like that. Please subscribe on the PWHL's YouTube page too, and throw our episodes a like there, and we'll talk to you all on Tuesday. Enjoy your weekends.